So it's time to build a chicken coop. The one thing I would suggest is this 4x6. I bought an 8-foot length because I thought maybe 4 feet underneath would be fine. But when I put it up at 4 feet, it was way too tall. So save some money and buy one 6-foot 4x6. And I went with a 4x6 so that when I come under here, I notched it. So that way this rail is sitting right on top. I notched out both sides. Then also what you see is I put 2 rails just on 16s. And this is just a 4x8 sheet. Technically I cut off probably about a 1/2 inch on this side and a 1/2 inch on this side. And so when I like build it and stuff, I like to have enough room for just in case. So I made it 4x8, but just a 1/2 inch shorter. So when I do those 4x8 walls, it won't mess up. So I'll put this 4x8 sheet up on this next piece of 4x8 sheet that you see. I'll set up on top of this and I'll just use this as my workbench. And I just set my gauge just really low. And I cut it just a little bit, but I don't think the chickens are gonna care. So this is the sides. Here's one side, 2 side. So what I have is a 4x8 sheet. And I went up 2 feet, up 2 feet, up 2 feet, up 2 feet. Draw a point right in the middle at 4 feet and 2 feet. And then I crossed over. So this way I'm like trying to maximize one sheet of plywood to make both ends. You can see it a little better now that they're cut out. And then you'll see what I do with these scratch pieces. But yeah, there's one end. And then what I did was I got another piece of this 4x8 sheet and I just ripped them 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet. So one board, so that's 2 feet, 2 feet. Then the other side's 2 feet, 2 feet. So you'll see. So I'll put his buddy right next to him. And then I've got, this is not 2x4, this is like a 1x2. So it's about $1 or $2 cheaper at your Home Depot or Lowe's. 2x4s are just a little bit more expensive, but I mean, I didn't see the structural need to buy a 2x4. So I was like, let's just save some money and get this little 1x3, 1x2, whatever it is. We've had really good success with these automatic chicken coop doors. So I put it up above this, so all this will help keep the chicken bedding in so they don't track it out. So they just got to step up a little bit, and then I'll cut a hole in it and screw that on real quick. This is the side, this wall of course stands up, but this is the side that has the clean out area. So this is where the chicken coop laying box is, so we don't want to mess with that. So we've got this, so I've already got a seam here, so I'll just cut out this and then I'll cut it, and then I'll just use this as the door. I went ahead and replaced these little screws that they gave me with some drywall screws. I actually, when they were doing my drywall, I went around and picked up all the screws that they were gonna throw away. So this box was pretty full, but where I have this meat, you know, I might as well capitalize on a bigger screw. And I think these will probably hold up well enough up here in the plane where I don't have any, but where I can, I'll make bigger screws. So now we've got this side with the doors cut out. I actually found those hinges on the clearance aisle at Home Depot. They were like mispackaged. They were all in Spanish or something, and they were like $4 new, but 50 cents. So, you know, build on the cheap, man. And then we tried to find a bracket that was kind of hard for raccoons to mess with. So we felt like maybe that was the one that needed the most dexterity, but I bet you a raccoon will still figure it out. So we'll figure it out a way. And then I notched out this. If you noticed, one of those walls had a protruding 2x4. So that's where that will pop out. That'll pop out, and then I'll cut a notch out at the top to make another rafter go out. This is the side that will check for eggs, and we'll also have some storage above it. So I'll just again cut out the doors and use that as the door itself. Cut out the doors, put the hinges on, and now it's time to go assemble it where it's gonna go way out there. Now I'm getting these about 6-inch lag bolts and just screwing them down to the base. One where the door is, one on the other side of the door, one right there, maybe one right here. Not too many of them. I mean, it's not supposed to be hurricane proof, but I still don't want it to just fall off the top, you know what I mean? Got all the sides on, so then we put one down the middle, notched out that so the ridge fits in there. Then we cut some to fit the middle. What I did was we put this 2x4 just right attached to the siding. And that made that a little stronger. Made that a little stronger. And we'll put the roof on. We got the roof on. So then we'll put the boards that go from here to here and from here to here. And then since this is only 2, it's really like, after I had to adjust it, it was 2.5, 3 feet long. So you still have a foot extra. So that foot you take and put it right here. So this is the scrap from this. So this was a 4x8 sheet. And since it's now shorter, that long slip is now this cover. And so put this on, put one in back for support. And then I'll probably build like a little thing there, but now it kind of has an overhang, so when you come and get your eggs, you're not just standing in the rain. I happen to have just a little bit of a roll left over. I'm currently building that house, so I had some leftover of this, so I'm just gonna quickly wrap it and then put some shingles on. So for ventilation on the top, we put the cupola on. I'll show you that later. Traced it, and then took the pipe, took the house wrap off, paper wrap off, then drilled some holes, and then the cupola itself has holes, so all the heat rises, escapes there and escapes the cupola, and get some fresh air. So then those holes we drilled were just right there. I got these shingles from the Habitat Restore. They were probably sitting in some guy's shed for who knows how long. I got them for a great deal, so I try to put the best ones facing the street. And then we'll just paint all this and be done with it. If you happen to have some kids lying around, you can put them to work. We got some scratch pieces and kind of use them as the brace. And then we put one across the bottom. The legs were coming in like this, so we're gonna keep those out. Then we have these lying around, so that'll keep those. The whole house will be pretty secure. And then we had some extra paint left over. Other ideas, go to like Lowe's or Home Depot and get a mist tint paint. It's like $5, $7. And just don't trust 6-year-old to paint it. Right. Give it a little paint, and you've got yourself a little chicken coop. We're gonna put some metal right there, little roof, little run with a door. The only thing I would say is this messed up, so when it opened, it when you open the door, when it was all the way up, it would hit this piece right here, so it wouldn't open. So I had to cut it off, get some scrap, reframe it, and just build these little doors out of the old doors. But that was the one thing that I didn't foresee happening. But everything else turned out, I think, okay. I bet you the chickens are gonna love it. That's the biggest thing. Remember, it's a chicken. If you're like stressed or worried about, oh, is this gonna work or whatever, just remember, people make chicken coops out of like feed bags and cattle grates. You know, like there are so many different ghetto ways to make a chicken coop. If you're even halfway sturdy as this one, your chickens are gonna be just fine. All right, let's go build something. Maybe a chicken coop, rabbit cage, who knows?